Hey everyone, welcome to my series on youth suicide. Today we're going to be talking about how to talk to youth about suicide. My name is Milne and I welcome you here. I am a life coach working with moms. I'm also a child and youth counselor, and I bring to you my story. My daughter attempted suicide last year, which was February 12th, 2008. So I bring my own life skills, I bring my teaching, I bring my learning in school as well to this program. And this came from a post that I have the link up above that I shared my story, and many people had come forward and said, okay, Anna, how do we talk to our kids? How do we be proactive about this? So this is where this video series had come is, the first step is how to talk to our kids. And I invite you to join me on the next ones, which will be, okay, they have said they've wanted to, they've tried it, where do we go from here? And that's what the follow-up videos will be. So today we're talking about how to talk to your kids about suicide, how to bring into the conversation, how to start that so it's not weird and awkward and, you walk into it in confidence. First step is for you to be not weird with it, that you're able to say the word suicide. Often I find even before with my daughter, it was awkward. I couldn't say it. I said killing yourself, skirted around the whole word. So I encourage you to take a little time to talk to your friends, talk to those who are close of you, get clear on your understanding of suicide, do some research. It will help as we move forward in the next steps too. Find out what organizations are around you that help with it. Are there helplines? Are there counsel drop-in sessions? Just get your bag of tools full of what that looks like. I know for here, those who are watching in Canada, an amazing organization where kids, in some regions they can text, they can email, they can do all kinds of stuff. It's called the Kids Help Phone, and it's huge. And the number one thing that youth call in is about suicide. So I invite you, talk over the next, little bit to get yourself confident at being able to say the word suicide, at being able to bring it up with your child. And take as much time as you want to get confident in that. And then what you're going to do is just casually bring it up with your child. Have it in your back pocket, what organizations would be able to help them. All we're doing is what we're doing in the first step is setting a safe place, setting a place that your child can come from, go to, setting that boundary with them. And you just want to casually bring it up, whether you have a paper, newspaper in front of you and say, hey, honey, I've been reading a lot about suicide here in our region. Maybe there wasn't even an event of a teen that committed suicide. Bring it up to them and say, you know what? I want you to know I'm here for you. I want you to know I love you. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. And be prepared. Our kids don't always want to talk to us. Have a pamphlet or, Kids Help Phone on a card and say, you know what, if you don't feel like you can talk to me, here's an organization you can go to. They're available, whatever times they're available, leave that on the counter. You don't have to necessarily hand it to them. They may not take it, but just leave it on your counter and say, you know what, if you ever need someone to talk to, this is an amazing organization. I checked them out, and kind of leave that in the counter. So that's step one. You just want to create a really safe place for your child. Let them know that that suicide is a thing, that it's prevalent, and leave it at that. And then what you want to do is, maybe a week or so later, if they haven't brought it up, we want to ask. We want to ask those questions. Picking the right moment with them, ask them, have you ever tried to hurt yourself? Have you ever thought about hurting yourself? Do you know someone close to you that has committed suicide? Those gentle but probing questions to start bringing up the conversation. And again, be prepared. Your child might not, answer you, or mom, come on, or dad, but we want to start asking them, and then again, finish with, if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here, and have that pamphlet again for them. And you want to, if they said no, you don't want to just say, okay, you know what, it's not a thing for my child. You want to, keep checking in with them here and there and keep bringing up that question saying, hey, I thought I'd check in, how are you doing? How are you doing with things? And keep checking in with your child. We really want to check in with them, every day and say, I read about in the paper again, about blah, 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 committed suicide. You know what? Has that ever crossed your mind? Have you ever thought about it? Is there anything that I can do to help? We want to ask and keep asking. We don't want to do it as a one-shot deal. We want to keep asking those questions. You know what? Have you ever thought about hurting yourself? Have you ever tried to hurt yourself? Have you ever been so overwhelmed in life that you just wanted to say, and not be here anymore? We have to be confident in asking those questions. Yes, they're big and scary questions, and we may be frightened for what the answer is, but we need to start asking them. And I really encourage you to watch my next video, because I would go into more in depth. Say your child answers yes to any of those questions. What do you do? But that's where doing research is so huge. What's available in your area. Kids Help Fund is amazing. What organizations help that, school counselors, all that kind of stuff that you want tucked in your back pocket. You really want to continue to check in and recheck in and have, be available for your child to come at any times. If we work a lot, be willing to say, I can't go into work today. My child needs me. We really want to be available for your child. And I encourage you to have no phone days. Have a date night with your child, go out on a Friday night, tell them that the phone goes in the purse, or, I'm patting my desk here, and, the phone goes on the table and nobody touches it, or whoever touches their phone first has to pay for dinner. Those kinds of things that we really want to engage and have conversations with them. And before I close, I want to just touch a little bit on, sometimes it's natural reactions of saying things. And I want to warn you for not saying certain things. We don't want to tell our child, don't be silly, you have no reason to think that way. You're beautiful, you have no reason to commit suicide. You're rich, you're anything, fill in the blanks. You know what? Suicide is not discriminatory. Look at Robin Williams. Look at the famous Kate Spade. She was gorgeous and had a huge multi-million-dollar business and still committed suicide. Suicide can hit anybody. So we never want to say to our child, don't be silly. You have no reason to think that way. You're pretty smart. You have no reason to do that. And also be mindful of telling them you shouldn't be feeling that way. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this. Is, just really keeping them small and not letting them be who they want. So I hope that really helps you. Be open for our kids and those points of things not to say to our kids, because unfortunately suicide is not discriminate. Like it can affect anybody, no matter race, weight, economic background, anything. So we want to be mindful of how we respond to our children as well. So that is part one. I hope that is helpful for you. You know what? I've got some links below. Don't be afraid to reach out, contact me. I do regular posts. I can help answer your questions. Everything is above. And please share this. I have made it my mission, as well as, coaching, working with moms, made it my mission to radically reduce the amounts of suicide for youth in our nation. And this is part of my piece of doing that, is to help parents be equipped with being able to talk about those hard conversations, being able to talk to our kids about suicide. So I encourage you and would love it if you could share this video and this whole series with other parents, other people that work with kids. It's a huge, important topic. So thank you so much for listening. And again, if I could help in any way, reach out. I would love to answer your questions and help with anything that might come up. In the meantime, have yourself an awesome day, and I'll talk to you real soon.